Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Western Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really excited you're here. My name is Catherine, and I will be your facilitator for this session. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping items to note. First, your camera and microphone are off. You are muted and your video is off. The panelists can't see or hear you. If you have any questions at all, feel free to use the Q&A button to type in your questions to the presenters at any time. They are here, ready and available to answer your questions. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check the schedule on the website for more. And lastly, all sessions are being recorded, including this one, and will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. We are currently in session B5, where my mouse is circling at the moment. And this is also the same order of presentation. So without further ado, I'll get out of the way and introduce our very first representative from UC San Diego. I believe you're on mute.
Sorry about that. I lost my screen. Okay, thank you so much for joining. My name is Jennifer. I'm an admissions officer here at UC San Diego, and I'm really excited to share a little bit about our campus. Hopefully you'll get interested and explore a little bit more on our website and maybe participate in some of our upcoming virtual events that we have this week and through about the middle of November or so. So if you're not familiar with UC San Diego, we're the southernmost campus of the University of California system, located in La Jolla, which is a suburb of the city of San Diego. We call ourselves America's finest city. We're located on about 1,200 acres of land, and that land includes the main campus, down onto the beach at our Oceanographic Institute, Scripps Institution of Oceanography, which you see in this picture. You'll see our beautiful research pier. And then we have a hospital just to the east of us, and then one closer to downtown San Diego. The climate in San Diego is beautiful year round. We are the second largest city, and by foot or by bus, we're within about 10 minutes to some of San Diego's most beautiful beaches. We're super excited that students will have access to our new trolley coming up to campus in just about 2 weeks. So that'll get you down into a lot of different areas to explore San Diego. There's a lot to explore, Balboa Park, downtown, and that trolley will take you all the way down to the border where we meet up with San Isidro and then down into Tijuana. We are a top-ranked research university, and so you'll see some of our most recent rankings, which I think that you'll also hear about when you hear from our sister campuses coming up. As part of a big research university, you have access to a lot of different opportunities. You can participate in research regardless of your major if you'd like, and then maybe you want to study abroad. Perhaps you're involved in a program where you can present with your sponsoring faculty member. And the really great thing about what we have to share with you at UC San Diego is that in addition to your academic transcript, so you take classes and you get grades, and alongside of that, you're going to get a co-curricular record, and that co-curricular record is going to show you ways, present with your UC San Diego transcript and demonstrate some of the accomplishments and achievements and benchmarks that you've attained through your work outside of the classroom. Something very unique about our campus is that we have a college system, and this college system is different from most universities in that our majors and departments are not assigned to a college. Students can have any college regardless of their major. So if you're a sociology major, you can be in 7th College or Revelle College, and across the board, across our 140 different majors. The way that we encourage you to think about this is you have this large research university and all the amazing opportunities that we have to offer. there. But then in addition, we try and break it down into colleges where you have a smaller liberal arts college feel. So you'll have a neighborhood, a college neighborhood in which you live in. And then in addition, you will have a separate set of general education requirements that reflect the philosophy of the faculty and will enhance your major. Of course, like I said, your college is your neighborhood, so you'll be living on campus if you choose to do so. And along with that, you'll have access to some great dining halls where we can meet most dietary needs, whether you're vegan, kosher, halal, and we have dietitians if you have special dietary needs as well. And in addition, we have special living and learning communities. Our students are very involved. You'll see here some of the opportunities, student organizations, student government, Greek life, and so on. And then some of our signature events you can see here. Hopefully they will all be coming back next spring and next fall. We're very excited to get these events back underway. UC San Diego has become Division I in sports, just starting last fall. Little lackluster start, but we're happy to be moving into it full speed ahead now this fall. That is our NC2A competitive level. And then in addition, you have access to intramural sports, club sports, and then lots of different adventures and activities. San Diego tends to be a very outdoor focused environment. So we love to see our students out and getting well and taking advantage of some of these opportunities. And again, ways to get connected, find community, find support. We have some of the resource centers that you see here, and then some of the initiatives you'll see again to get you involved and enhance what you're learning in the classroom by applying that learning into some of the programs that you'll see again listed here. We want you to be successful in your studies. So we have our career center that's going to help you maybe with job placements. We have like many universities, we have job fairs and employee and resume writing workshops and on-campus interviews and lots of internships. As you see, very, very small sampling of what we have to offer. The University of California has a great opportunity for all students, regardless of what UC campus you're on. All right. And then these are some ways to connect. As I mentioned, we have some virtual events coming up over the next couple of weeks. So we'd love to see you join us in some of those opportunities and hope you can explore a little bit further. And I'm happy to answer your questions. Thank you, Catherine.
Great, thank you. The next representative is from UC Santa Barbara.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Sebastian Franco. I am the admissions counselor for UC Santa Barbara. So today's quick presentation will be all about UCSB. So the first thing I point out too is that we have been ranked #5 public university in the country. That is because of the actual research that we do, as well as you heard from UC San Diego. All the UCs are well known for research. We're no exception to that rule. We actually have 6 different Nobel laureates that came out of UCSB. 2 of them still currently work on campus. So students will have opportunities to really get involved with those professors and also opportunities for you to do that own research, whatever that will look like, whether it's the liberal arts or the academic or the sciences, there will be something there for you. At the same time, I always like to say it's a fun fact, and I don't know exactly how they managed to rank this, but we have been ranked #1 happiest students in California. And that's probably because of the actual community that we tried to build, and of course the location. We are literally on the beach, so students will have opportunities to go out there and either do homework, relax, or go surfing for the first time if that's the case. But again, a lot of opportunities to really go outdoors. But like I said, it is that sense of community. We really want to make sure that you feel like this is a second home for you, rather than making it feel like this is just a place to get that degree that you need. Additionally, as well, not only do we care about you in the sense of you personally, but we also care about you academically. So we really want to make sure that we can provide those resources and support systems for you, which is why we do actually have a lot of tutoring, different centers, resources for you to succeed academically as well. But talking about the academics, just going briefly over the 3 different colleges. So we have the College of Arts and Science, which is the one with the most amount of majors, hence the most amount of students. Now, this college is not competitive, not impacted, not selective. So basically, as long as you're admitted to UCSB, you'll automatically be placed into one of those majors. The only 2 exceptions are music and dance. They do have an audition beforehand, but otherwise, there's no other requirements for this. Now, this college is also great for undeclared students. So if you're not sure what you want to study, make sure you feel comfortable to put that undeclared option as your first choice. Since I read the applications, I promise you, we will look at you the same way as anybody else. Now, the second college is the College of Engineering. This is the smallest college of engineering out of the whole UC system. So a lot more opportunities to interact with your classmates and professors. But what's even better is that if you wanted to, you can actually graduate in 5 years with both bachelor's and a master's degree. All you need to do, talk to your academic advisor, and that is it. No exams, no GREs, nothing like that. Now, this college is the only college at UCSB that is selective. So we do have a limit of how many students can get into this college. However, no additional requirements. All we have is just one recommendation, and that is to get into calculus, if not pre-calc, before you graduate from high school. Third and last college is the College of Credit Studies. So this is the smallest college within UCSB. And basically, it's all about creating something new, something that does not exist. Actually, most of the students in this college will publish something before they actually graduate. And that is because we actually have a one-on-one mentorship program with another faculty member from the day you start till they graduate. So they will support you with that whole process from beginning to end. Now, this college is not selective, so we do not have a limit of how many students can get in here, but it does have a supplemental application. So if you're a senior applying to this college, just keep in mind that that supplemental application will be coming your way after November 30th. So nothing to worry about right now, but something to keep in mind as well. Now, we also have pre-professional programs. They're not majors, they're not minors. So I mean, it has to add on to your major, but if any of you is thinking about medical school, law school, or vet school, we do have the health professions and law advising programs. But if not, we also have the entrepreneurship sort of things through the TMP program, Technology Management Program. This will actually give you a certificate in business on top of interacting with companies in Santa Barbara. So again, a lot of opportunities to do that internship and entrepreneurship sort of things. Now, we do have 8 different residence halls. You are not required to live on campus, not even your first year if you don't want to. However, we do have virtual tours, all of them online. We know it's a little more difficult to see campus right now, but just in case our students are on campus, they're living in the residence halls and taking in-person classes. So hopefully the idea will be the same for next year. But of course, we'll keep you updated for when that time gets closer. I don't want to change anything at the moment. And then for organizations, we do have over 600 of them. All of them started by and for students. So if you don't see the one that you want, just get it started. All it takes is just you, 3 other friends, and that's it. No extra fees whatsoever. That's why we have so many and they keep on growing. But we have all the way from the academic ones to the non-academic ones, like the Harry Potter Alliance, or my personal favorite, which we don't have at the moment, but we used to have a Costco club. Not making this up, we used to have a Costco club. Their whole mission and purpose was to go to Costco for free samples. That was it. So as you can tell, college students come up with great ideas. So if you didn't see it, just get it started. We are also a Division I institution. We have 19 different sports. Most popular is by far soccer. But what's even better, every single home game for every sport for every student is free. So all you need is an ID card, head inside, have fun. Then of course we have club sports, competitive, just not Division I yet. And lastly, intramurals. Intramurals is just for fun. It's you and your friends competing against other friends on campus. I always say it's for fun, but there's always that one friend that just has to make it competitive for everybody else, right? You all know who that is. And then just to finish it off, and I'm sure you will hear this potentially from the other ECs, but again, if you have any pass or credit grades, we will accept those towards the A through G courses, just not towards the weighted GPA. For the weighted GPA, it needs to have a letter or number grade. For any AP or IB online exams, we will accept those. And lastly, the SAT and ACT. No UC campus will be using the SAT or ACT for admissions or scholarship process. So again, just keep that in mind as you do the application. We're just not going to be using those for the application process. But lastly, if you do want to learn more about the student life perspective at UCSB, highly recommend you look into the Instagram accounts. The admissions one will actually do tips and recommendations on how to do the application, but we also bring in students to do live takeovers. So if you want to ask any questions to current students, this will be the best way to do it as well. And as promised, here is my email. So if any of you do have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. I will be adding my email in a second on the chat. But again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But again, thanks everyone.
Very helpful information. Thank you. Just a friendly reminder that if you have any questions at all, feel free to submit those questions using the Q&A button towards the bottom of your screen. Any questions at all, our representatives are here to assist. The next representative is from the University of California, Riverside.
Thank you so much, Catherine. I appreciate it. Welcome everybody to UCR's portion of this particular presentation. My name is Jeremy McWells. We're going to go ahead and get started for the sake of time. And if there's any point that I would like to start at, it's the idea that your experience or your potential experience at UCR is going to be unique, committed, and real. Unique in the sense that we have a very friendly and supportive campus here that also is very serious about the idea of diversity. Diversity is very important to us here at UCR. We are the most diverse UC in the whole entire system by the numbers. And so we don't just say that, we actually mean it. We actually have facilities on campus that support diversity, including what's called Costo Hall. Costo Hall is the facility that holds different spaces for different demographics on campus to have lunch, socialize, hang out, do events, all types of stuff. So it's a very fun and inclusive place to be that is very representative of our diversity on campus. Committed in the sense that we surround you with the best of the best when it comes to our faculty, prestigious faculty, and the other UCs kind of pointed it out. We have Nobel baccalaureates within all the UCs. They do a great job with networking with our students as well, and also leads to the idea of impactful research opportunities. We are a research-based institution. The UC system is research-based, and so you have plenty of opportunity to become a part of research in one way or the other down the line. And then the culture of inclusion, the idea that all of our resources here are accessible and attainable. This all could be a part of your potential experience here at UCR as a future Highlander. Now, what we look like today, we have over 26,000 students currently enrolled with over 1,100 faculty members. We have a 21-to-1 student to faculty ratio. This is going to be more so felt at your upper division courses, with over 100,000 alumni out there changing the world. And we are 1 hour away from all the popular Southern California attractions. Yes, indeed, we are in Southern California. Not going to spend too much time here, but when it comes to our academics, we have 7 amazing programs or colleges on our campus. We have the College of Engineering, which features one of our BS plus MS features essentially within this particular college. The idea that you could go ahead and attend your bachelor's program for 4 years, extend that to 5 years, and walk away with both a bachelor's and a master's is really advantageous for many students. The College of Humanities, Arts, and Social Sciences has the only creative writing major. This is going to be one of our more liberal arts fields in terms of colleges. That creative writing major is the only creative writing major within all the UCs. So that's incredibly beneficial. The College of Natural and Agricultural Sciences holds all of our STEM programs. The Graduate School of Education does hold one education program in a graduate school education environment. So students get to be exposed to that at an early stage. Our School of Business has our AACSB accreditation, which only 5% of business schools have in the nation. The School of Public Policy holds a rare undergraduate public policy program for incoming freshmen. You're not going to find too many of those in Southern California. And then we have our lovely School of Medicine, which has plenty of benefits for students who are graduating to go back into UCR and attend the School of Medicine. One of them being, if you do decide to dedicate your first 5 years in the field, in the general environment, the county of Riverside and San Bernardino, you will get funding throughout your time here at the School of Medicine. So like I said, we have plenty to choose from, over 150 majors and minors, and there's something here for everybody for sure. As I mentioned before, we are a research-based institution. We have a transdisciplinary approach, as you can see from the bottom right-hand corner. This particular student studied the impacts of ingesting alcohol during pregnancy, which spanned a few programs, neuroscience, psychology, sociology. So, being a part of research here at UCR, you're not just going to be limited to your program. You're going to have the ability to really access and obtain resources and networking opportunities from all across the university. And if you're anything like me, you needed some assistance academically back in the day when I was in college. Academically, when it comes to any academic support in general, the Academic Resource Center is a great example of that, on how it offers tutoring, writing, and personal growth opportunities, all of these for free. Our study abroad program is considered to be an academic opportunity, and that's currently up and running. And even our summer sessions for students who are looking to knock some more courses out in the summer, you can certainly take advantage of that here at UCR. You don't have to go to a community college and kind of start over learning a new institution for the summer. You can stick right here and accomplish that in an environment that you're comfortable in. We have housing. We have 4 options for our incoming freshmen. Our newest will be called Dundee Glasgow, which has just recently been built. It's an amazing facility. It even has its own bakery inside. So the students are really enjoying that. And then as you mature in your college career, you'll have the idea to potentially move into the campus apartments. So you have plenty of options. And for more information regarding floor plans, selection process when it comes to roommates, you can always visit us at housing.ucr.edu. Always important to get involved and to stay active. Academics are first, but having a good time and a fun time is important too. We have over 500 student organizations. We have Greek Life concert series that have hosted the likes of YG, Blast, Panic at the Disco, Blink-182. Moral of the story is, it's important to get involved, and there's something here for everybody, just like our academics. It's important to have a good time, and prioritizing that is important as well. We have plenty of financial aid and scholarship information. Within the whole entire UC system, we have different opportunity plans. Here at UCR, the Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan is certainly one of those popular ones. We have different versions of it, but the most highlighted one would be the one that essentially covers tuition and fees for families earning less than $80,000 per year. So that's a great opportunity for those who meet that threshold. I'm not going to spend too much time here when it comes to the admission requirements, as you already know them. Just understand that the UCR admission process is no longer taking the test until 2024. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for the sake of time, but thank you so much. We appreciate it. If you have any questions, go ahead and contact us. admissions.ucr.edu/ask is going to be the best place to go for that. Thank you all so much. Take care.
We really appreciate it. Thank you. The next representative is from the University of Redlands.
All right. Thank you, Catherine. Hi, everyone. My name is Sebastian Brown. I am with the University of Redlands. We are the only private school in this group, so we are not UC Redlands. We are, in fact, the University of Redlands and therefore private. So if you're not 100% familiar with where Redlands is, we are right where the 210 and the 10 connect, and as if you're about to drive up into Big Bear before you start climbing up the mountain. So we are conveniently located about an hour, maybe 90 minutes from the beach, the mountains, the desert, and Disneyland, all equidistant to our campus. We are home to 160 acres, so plenty of space for all of our students. And two of the main things that, as far as transportation go, one, parking is free on campus year round. Not many schools are able to say that, and I encourage you all to ask that question, because that could be a significant part of your financial aid package, is paying hundreds of thousands of or thousands of dollars in just parking, whereas at Redlands, that is free year round. We also have a new train station on the south side of our campus, so that will give our students public transportation access into LA, Orange County, and even as far south as San Diego. So life at Redlands, we really encourage our students to be involved in that community. In fact, 90% of our students live on campus all 4 years, meaning that our students stick around, that there's plenty to do on the weekends and the evenings, whether that is clubs and organizations, Greek life, honor societies, outdoor programs, sports. To be honest, probably a little bit of everything and then some more. And that comes from a personal place, having been a student at Redlands myself, and being involved in 6 or 7 different things throughout my 4 years. Mention a little bit about the housing piece. We actually guarantee your housing on campus all 4 years, but as well as other forms of support. We want you to be successful here, both in and out of the classroom. So for example, you're entitled to 2 hours of tutoring per subject per week, and that is included in your tuition here at Redlands. Many faculty, professors, departments will also offer their own additional tutoring as well. For example, I was a biology major. I had to take that notoriously difficult organic chemistry class, and I was very pleasantly surprised that my organic chemistry professor had drop-in tutor hours from 7 to 9 p.m. on Thursday nights. And it's like, don't you have a family to go home and take care of and feed? And they're like, yes, but I also want to make sure that you pass our quiz on Friday mornings. So because of that smaller campus atmosphere that we have, really emphasizing you as the student to be successful. As important as your experiences on campus at Redlands will be, so are the ones that you have off campus. So two of the main things that our students get involved in include study abroad and community service. In fact, Redlands was one of 2 schools in 2020 that was nationally recognized for being a top producer of both the Peace Corps and the Fulbright Scholarship. A real testament to the 100+ study abroad programs that we have and the over 120,000 hours of community service our campus will do every single year. We also have a faculty fellowship program, so professors are actually taught by the university of how to ingrain career and internship opportunities into the courses that they teach you. For example, there's a nonprofit management course in the business degree where you are assigned to a group and you actually solve a nonprofit management problem. And then oftentimes those students are getting inquiries about, hey, when are you graduating and can we hire you a job or offer you a job or hire you before you even leave Redlands. Academically here at Redlands, we are a liberal arts and sciences institution, average class size of 18 students, student to faculty ratio of 13 to 1. Feel free to take a picture of this slide, But one thing to know is you'll see a couple numbers up there. So we have very intentional pathway programs, meaning business, for example, 4+1 MBA option. So you're able to get your master's in just one additional year. Same goes for education, which includes your master's and your teaching credential, or even our computer science program, and you get a master's in business analytics, again, in just one additional year. There's even a program that you'll see on there called the Johnston Center for Integrative Studies, in which students create their own major. So we've had students that have graduated from Redlands with degrees such as astropolitics, and that student knew exactly what he wanted to get into, and that was to eventually work for NASA someday. He's now a lobbyist for them in Washington, D.C. So what does it take to get here to Redlands? We have two main deadlines. We are a member of the Common App. We have both early and regular, so November 15th and January 15th. We require one letter of recommendation, and we are fully test optional for both admission and for financial aid. From here on out, we will never go back to requiring tests. Most importantly, especially with private institutions, is debunking the myth that it has to be out of most people's reach. And so at Redlands, we automatically consider you for all of our merit scholarships when you apply. Over 95% of our students receive some form of financial aid. And most importantly, in 2022, any student that is admitted and has a 3.5 weighted GPA or higher will not pay more than $22,000 in tuition. Our California students that have that weighted 3.5 GPA and also qualify for the Cal Grant A, they qualify for tuition free their first year on campus. So they only pay the cost of living on campus and having a meal plan here. And all of a sudden that makes us very affordable, let alone when you consider that we guarantee that you graduate in 4 years. And if you have to take longer than 4 years to graduate from Redlands, we'll cover the cost of your tuition for that 5th year or beyond. Again, good time to take out your phones, snap a quick picture, but there's great ways to stay in touch with us, whether that's email, visiting campus, or through social media. Thanks.
Great, thank you. All great information. And just a quick friendly reminder again that if you have any questions at all, so feel free to submit those questions through the Q&A. Any questions at all about the college application process, or even a specific question for any of our schools represented here, we encourage you to include the school name. Our last representative, but certainly not least, from Soka University of America, unfortunately was unable to join us, but we do have a video that we would like to share with you all.
Soka University of America is a private 4-year liberal arts college and graduate school dedicated to fulfilling the potential of each student and fostering global citizens who will lead a contributing. Since the Aliso Viejo, California campus opened in 2001, SUA has risen rapidly in national rankings, establishing itself as one of the top liberal arts colleges in the country. SUA is recognized for its outstanding faculty and resources, one of the most diverse student bodies in the country, and the school's exceptional educational value.
Soka University of America is located just a few miles from the Pacific Ocean in South Orange County, California, about an hour's drive south of Los Angeles and an hour north of San Diego. SUA has a proud heritage of being founded on the Buddhist principles of peace, human rights, and the sanctity of life. Its curriculum, however, is non-sectarian. Undergraduate education leads to a BA in liberal arts with concentrations in environmental studies, humanities, international studies, life sciences, and social and behavioral sciences. SUA also offers a master's program in educational leadership and societal change.
A hallmark of Soka education is dialogue-based learning in small seminar classes. Courses delve into both Western and Eastern perspectives, cultivating the type of wisdom and intellect that fosters global-minded individuals. Unique to SUA is that all undergraduate students participate in a semester of study abroad during their junior year. The expense is covered in the regular cost of attendance, reflecting Soka's philosophy of creating relevance between the classroom and the greater world we live in. Soka University of America welcomes top students of all religions and nationalities. In an effort to broaden access to affordable education, SUA offers generous scholarships and need-based financial aid awards. Eligible admitted undergraduate students whose annual family income is $60,000 or less will receive the Soka Opportunity Grant, which covers full tuition.
All undergraduates live on campus. SUA's residence halls are comfortable and distinctive, providing a living environment conducive to developing strong bonds of friendship and supporting each other's growth. Student clubs are also a big part of life at SUA. They span a wide range of interests, from culture and politics to entertainment and the arts. Soka's athletic facilities include a state-of-the-art recreation center, an 8-lane all-weather track, a soccer field, and an Olympic-sized swimming pool. The campus's creative centerpiece is the Soka Performing Arts Center. Its 1,000-seat concert hall and a smaller black box theater bring many of the world's finest musicians and performing artists to SUA.
More than anything, Soka University of America is a student-centered university with faculty focused on nurturing the potential of every student. SUA's achievements reflect the commitment, hard work, and diversity of the students who pursue their undergraduate education here. In conferring its BA in liberal arts, SUA's commitment to each student is to provide a foundation for creating value throughout life, supporting their development as leaders who will contribute to peace and a more humanistic society. Soka University, fostering global citizens, one student at a time.
Awesome. Thank you all. We do have some time left. So at this time, we're going to pivot into our Q&A portion of this session. I invite all our representatives to please go ahead and turn on their cameras to get ready to unmute themselves for our first question here, which is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? What advice would you give someone going through the college search process? And we'll go ahead and get started in the same order in which you all presented in.
You know, it's a hard thing. That video on Soka University got me excited about Soka. So I think just try and learn as much as you can. Talk with your family, know what you think you want to study. You're 17 or 18 years old, maybe you don't know. So just keep an open mind and explore. That's really my best advice, honestly.
Yeah, going off of that, I would say similar things of, if you can, visit the campus, not just any that you're thinking about, everything that you love, definitely go for it, try to see it. because being on campus, trying to be part of that culture really will give you a better idea of what it would look like for you to be there. So I would say, try to envision yourself being there. The academics are going to be great at any university. So the reality is it's not just academics, but do you really want an experience out of that? It's going to be about 4 years of your life. So definitely make it worth it. So if you can, visit those campuses and ask those questions that you're caring about.
Yeah, right along the same page as Jennifer and Sebastian. It's all about researching ideally the aspects like the location. I think location is big. As Sebastian mentioned, you're going to be there for the next 4 years or so. When it comes to that's going to be your new residence, essentially, academically and socially. So, do you want to be inland? Do you want to be in a large city? Do you want to be coastal? Do you want to be at a big school, a small school? All of these things are so important and really dictate your decisions and the way that your life is going to be post-graduation by doing that research ahead of time. So that would be my piece of advice.
Yeah, those are all really helpful tips. Mine is, I guess, kind of a two-part. One, I encourage every student to think about the application fee, especially if you're a senior. I know many students will qualify for fee waivers with the UC system. For schools like Redlands, if you ask, my answer is yes. And we will provide a fee waiver. That's a $50 question that you could be asking, and certainly encourage folks to do that. And the other is find other ways to, like Sebastian said, visit the campus or learn more. So whether that's social media, see what the student affairs page looks like, or try and sit in on a class or engage with a faculty member, because they can give you a very genuine look into the day-to-day life as a student.
Great advice. It's always helpful to hear directly from those who work at the respective institutions to offer tips and suggestions. Again, as many are going through the college application process. So very helpful. Thank you. The next question here is, what's one thing you want students to remember about your school? What's one thing you want students to remember about your school?
I think for San Diego is our college system. Any major, any college, it's confusing. Please reach out if you don't understand it, but there's no right or wrong choice in our college system. So learn about it, ask questions, and we're happy to help you.
For UCSB, I would say our sense of community. We really strive to make sure that you feel comfortable, that you're part of that community, that this is a second home for you. So I would say just the sense of community is really big for us. And we really try to make sure that you really become part of that culture. So that would be the one that I would want you to go away with that.
I think on UCR's end, it's going to definitely be the diversity. We're the most diverse you see in the whole entire system. We have facilities that assist in that movement as well. Costello Hall is one facility that I mentioned. We have research even surrounding diversity. We were ranked #1 in social mobility according to US News and World Report. So there's a lot going on at UCR when it comes to diversity and inclusion. And so if you want to be in an environment that reflects that, I definitely think UCR could be a great option for you.
Yeah, I think for Redlands, and Jennifer kind of alluded to this earlier, that just because it's a small school doesn't have to mean it's small opportunities. And oftentimes I found that it's quite the opposite. And private doesn't have to mean too expensive. There are some really significant financial aid options, and asking the right questions, you will find that right, perfect fit. And like Jeremy mentioned, it is a long process and you need to do a lot of research, but that school is out there for you. You just have to, be willing to put the work in, and maybe look at the private schools and the publics, in-state, out-of-state, all of that.
All different things to consider. Very helpful. Thank you. That question, I think, is truly what makes each institution really unique, because you get to see inside of an institution to see what is that one piece that stands out to you. So that is great. Thanks. Our last question, I think we have time for one more here, which is, what is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process? What is one myth you would like to debunk on the college admissions process?
I don't know. I read a lot of student forums, and students always think that they need to have a hook. And I don't think you need to have a hook. You just need to be honest and genuine and present yourself. The UC application gives you that opportunity. So don't try and make up a hook or find a hook. Just be yourself and present yourself well on the UC application.
There's always too many for this one, but I would say for me or for the UCs, one thing I like to say is that we don't compare students to other students. I know it sounds weird and it's the opposite of people, probably it just doesn't even make sense for you. I'll put it that way. But the reality is we don't compare you to anybody else, even your twin sibling. So be yourself, really share who you are. Tell us exactly what you want to talk to us, whether it's academic, not academically related to your major, not related to your major. It doesn't matter, share it with us because the more information, the better for us so we can understand better who you are in context of your academics and life accomplishments. So be selfish. That's what I say. Just be selfish. Write those I, me, and my statements.
For UCR, I think Sebastian kind of touched on it a little bit in terms of the idea of sharing and in a different way academically, right? When it comes to filling out your grades on the self-reported UC application, you want to make sure that you're honest and you're transparent. You're using those additional comment sections to explain anything that might have taken place around that particular section of the application. Very important during the verification stage or the validation stage where we go and essentially check to make sure that everything that's on the transcript is what you reported. We want to make sure that you're being honest and making sure that everything is correct and where it needs to be. So please be honest when it comes to your GPA, your grades. Don't hide courses that you might have not passed. It's okay, include it. That way you can, we can help guide you when it comes to a lot of those things. So being open and honest when it comes to reporting grades.
Yeah, I'd echo what Sebastian mentioned in that, of course, the academics part is important with college, but also then finding the right fit. And I always see that as a two-way street. Are you a good fit for our campus? And are we a good fit for you? One thing that really gets to stand out, and we take a lot of context into account when we read your application. So knowing the school that you go to and the curriculum that's offered, but also the area that you grow up in. And, what is the context there? And so for me, again, community service is a big part of our campus community. I'm always looking for those students that have that altruistic mindset, because that graduation requirement for us is going to be really easy for those students who have already completed their gold level award of service as a high school student. Those are things that really stand out to us.
And what a great way to end and a great Q&A session. Thank you so much to our representatives for just sharing, being open and honest. There are a lot of myths out there. And so it's always helpful to kind of debunk those and kind of set the record straight, I guess, if you will. But again, thank you. We appreciate your time and thank you to each of you for joining us. We have now reached the conclusion of this session. As we close, there'll be a very quick 5-question survey that will appear on your browser. If you don't mind taking a moment to fill that out for us, your feedback is extremely helpful. This is one of many college presentations being offered, so feel free to check the schedule on the website for more. And lastly, this session is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/WACAC. Again, thank you all and have a great night.